right, bet.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, boys, ready? Okay, so we're starting with the NFC East right now. Let's start with the Dallas Cowboys. Oliver, since you're a very big Cowboys fan, I want you to start with this one.
Excited for this one. Let's
All
go.
right, so I have them. Well, Bleacher Report predicts 10-6 for the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
So my prediction, I mean, with the Cowboys, I said 11-5, but I think honestly they're just so inconsistent.
Go on.
Go on with your terrible.
Continue.
Go on. Continue.
I mean, I know this is how this is gonna go because I'm literally the only one that likes the Cowboys. I mean, they could literally go anywhere from like 8-8 to 12-4, but
7-9, but
just
whatever.
I mean, they have a completely new and improved coaching staff with like proven winners with experience. They
And
had
an awful
one of the-
secondary.
They had
They're
one
gonna
of
get
the
ripped
best.
apart. Their secondary is gonna get ripped apart. Chidobe.
Hold on.
Chidobe.
Let Oliver
Okay,
continue.
fine.
Go. Let him go.
They had one of the best drafts. Even if you hate them, you can't deny that they had one of the best drafts. They have amazing
draft is
weapons. Everyone
raw.
knows that. Jake, what?
Hey, let me finish.
Trevon Diggs is
so-
not a day one starter.
Yes, Jake, you love Trayvon Diggs. What are you talking
I
about?
love him for the future.
Yeah, he's raw, but also Cheeto's going to improve.
Yeah, he's not
Anthony
a day
Brown.
one starter.
They signed
He's still a
Ha.
rookie.
They signed.
You guys
Ha-
have a chance.
Whoa, Jordan. Whoa.
Let Ollie go. Let's
Ha
just-
Clinton. They signed Clinton Dix, who was two-time Pro Bowler. I mean,
Old.
just looking at their schedule,
Out of his prime.
he's old and washed.
Watch. He was better on the Packers.
All right, can I
Better than
go?
the Packers. Well,
All right, Jake.
All right, whatever.
Your
Can
turn.
I please go?
Yeah.
He didn't do shit on the
All right,
Redskins.
perfect. First off with the Clinton Dix point,
Watch.
he had a 74 PFF grade, and last year I don't really think he's that good. And he was on a much better defense, and he wasn't really getting as much focus on him. And then second of all, they don't have Travis Frederick anymore. Oh, first of all, I think they're gonna go 9-7, 8-8. They don't have Travis Frederick anymore, who is a big piece in their offensive line. He was probably second best center in the league or the best center in the league. And Zeke is primarily a downhill runner that runs through the tackles. And now without Travis Frederick, I think that's a huge downgrade. Yes, they picked up CeeDee Lamb, but I don't think their wide receivers was a huge necessity. Like they didn't really need.
Yeah,
They
it was.
didn't need another.
They didn't have a wide receiver 3. They were going to address it in either round 2
A
or 3.
wide receiver 3 in the first round is not what you
Gallup
should be
and Amari
targeting.
is
You should be
enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or
They-
you could
Gallup
trade
and
for a
Amari is
smaller
enough.
receiver.
Listen,
or
no,
you could
they were
trade for a
gonna-
smaller
they were
Gallup
going-
had an 1,000-yard season last year.
They were going to
Yeah,
address. Listen,
Gallup-
they were going to address
Gallup's an
receiver
absolute monster.
either way pretty early in the draft because that's what they needed.
They should have gone with a receiver.
CeeDee Lamb was
should've-
the 6th best player on their draft board. They were not passing up on who they thought was the 6th best player in the draft.
It doesn't
I'm not
matter
arguing
whether
that.
he's okay. Fine. You
It-
don't have
it
to
was
argue
something that they
I
needed,
think
and the
No,
sixth
no,
they
they
should have.
we're
They
talking
should've-
about their record, not whether their draft pick was necessary or not.
Okay.
So, like,
Yeah,
whatever. Their cornerbacks are absolutely awful. Chidobe is nowhere near a cornerback one. Against top teams, will not be able to hold with any wide receiver one. I just don't think that their defense is that strong. Leighton Vander Esch had a bad injury last year. I don't know. Jalen Smith is battled with injuries.
Jalen Smith-
Their edges need help. They need.
They're getting
Simon-
Alden Smith and Randy Gregory. They're fine there. They signed Gerald McCoy and Dontari Poe. Drafted Bradley Anaye.
Okay, so
I
for this
disagree
one,
with.
Anaye is
Go
his
on,
5th round pick. He's the
yeah,
player.
for this
Third.
one I have it even. I think they
Third.
will hit 10-6.
All right, third.
I think Travis Frederick, he was injured for like most of the season last year. He was on and off. Like I don't think losing
Been
him
injured
is
a
going
lot.
to be that. I don't
Yeah,
think he's
I
going to
agree.
be
I
that.
think-
I don't think he's as valuable as a team as you guys think he is. Byron
Really
Jones,
super
that's a-
valuable,
that's a-
but he's not going to
huge-
break the Cowboys.
That's a huge place in the team, Byron Jones to replace. But we've seen teams succeed without cornerbacks like the Chiefs did
Yeah.
this season. Like
Right.
I think they'll be fine with that, and they
What'd
just need
you
a
just say?
refresh, and that's exactly what they're getting.
Come again.
Wait.
The Jets- You just say the Jets were successful this year?
The Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Oh, the
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Oh, I thought you said
Yeah, not the
Jets. I was
Jets.
gonna say. Well, but they have Tyrann
Alright.
Matthew. He's
Yeah,
in their secondary.
They have a nice safety. I mean, yeah, that helps, but I think the corners.
They
is
also
the
had
main point
Rashad
we're addressing
Breeland,
right
who was
now.
pretty decent. Rashad Breeland was pretty good.
But
All right,
Shelby
I disagree.
Awuzie is
And
decent
also,
as well.
also let's
Shelby
not compare the
Awuzie
Chiefs to
is
the
just decent
Cowboys.
as well.
Let's not compare the Chiefs to the
Why?
Cowboys.
The
And-
Cowboys have so much talent on offense. You can't just
They
like
do.
ignore that.
Okay, Dak
And they just
Prescott
added one of the best wide
versus
receivers in the
Patrick
draft
Mahomes.
to that talent.
It doesn't really matter to me because they already had receiving talent. Their issues were not with their receivers. That was
Issues
not
with-
their problem.
Their issues were with the coaching
Yeah.
staff, and they replaced Jason
Yeah.
Garrett with Mike McCarthy.
They still have the same offensive coordinator who's terrible last year.
He is horrible. He is awful. Kellen
No,
Moore is
listen,
Don't get-
horrible.
the Cowboys.
Don't
Alright,
get me
let me-
wrong.
Let me
A
say
coach
why
can change a team's
I disagree
team,
with
but
all of
still,
you.
he's not.
All right,
Okay, let Max speak.
let's hear Max. Let's hear Max's point.
Okay, so I think they're going to go 9-7 personally. I agree more with Matt than I agree with Jake and Oliver. I don't think they'll be that bad as Jake is talking about, and I don't think they'll be that.
No,
good
I said they'll.
as
I
Oliver's
said they'll be
talking
9 and
about.
7. I said they'll be 9 and 7.
Oh, you said 9. I thought you said 10. Okay, then never mind.
Yeah, you
Then
said
I agree
8,
with
8,
you,
9,
Jake.
7, yeah.
Okay, so I think
was just
Gerald- I
fucking
think-
with him saying so.
I think Gerald McCoy. I think that's a good signing for a very like kind of inexperienced defense. I think his presence in the locker room will help a lot. I feel like that he's been in the league for what now, over 10 years or something like that.
Something like that.
11. Yeah, he's
He's
an
a good
absolute
veteran.
monster. He's an absolute monster at Tampa Bay, and he's gonna come and bring that. He's gonna bring that leadership quality to the defense, and they seemed kind of lost last year without
Yeah,
Van Der
that's
Esch and Sean Lee was just like completely out of his element too. And I feel Gerald McCoy could definitely be a leader on that defense, especially when they're missing a lot of pieces from last year. I think Van Der Esch, he showed in his rookie year how effective he can be with Jalen Smith as a duo, linebacker-wise. And people were saying that they're the best linebacker duo coming into this year, but then Van Der Esch, of course, got hurt. I agree with, though, what Jake was talking about. Their secondary is lacking a lot. Byron Jones is a huge hit because they're going to go against, in their schedule, they go against Atlanta, Seattle, Minnesota, and those three teams, and Arizona too. Those teams have heavy hitting offenses with receivers where they're going to get hit hard without a quality corner. And then offensively, honestly, they could have not gone CeeDee Lamb, but then again, CeeDee Lamb was honestly, like, people were saying that he could have gone top 12, top 10 in this draft. And he's such a talent that
they
it's hard to
couldn't
pass
pass up.
on him.
They could.
No, like
Okay,
they could.
here's my
They don't
take on
need
it.
him. They really don't need him because they have what's his face?
Here's my take on
Michael
it.
Gallup.
Okay, you
As a receiver too, but still, like, yeah, go on.
Yeah, but also Gallup
if
and
you're-
like
if
probably
you're
once his
drafting-
contract ends, he'll be gone.
if you're drafting
Let's hear it, Jake.
your wide receiver 2 or 3 at 17 when you're supposed to be a contending team, contending teams should be picking for their needs. They should be filling holes to fill out their team. The Cowboys did not need a wide receiver 3. They could have gone
Yeah,
and
they
got
did. Well, they did need a wide
They-
receiver
they-
3. They did.
you
that's
don't
the
need a
thing, they
wide
did.
receiver 3 at
Yes, you do,
17.
Jake. You do need a Jake for a
Yes, they
team.
do. Come on,
Jake, listen.
They did
Jake,
not.
there was
their
no-
passing
Kayvon
attack was
Austin-
great
no,
last
no.
year.
No,
Yeah, but
listen.
they had
You guys are
Cobb,
talking about the
Michael
secondary.
Gallup, and
which he had-
Amari Cooper.
No, listen. They need to improve the secondary. Yes, and they had a
could've-
big issue
in a
against the
bit-
run, which they addressed. But listen, to have that secondary that will most likely be letting up a lot of points, you have to have that offense that can go out and any night
agree
be
with
able to
all that.
score like
Well,
30 plus
that-
points.
okay,
And
okay,
drafting
okay.
CeeDee
That's-
Lamb,
that's-
who they thought was that good, like I think it was a good pick. I mean, I think it was an amazing pick.
Receiver class in a
Also, I
very
think
deep
Mike
receiver
McCarthy-
class. You can go with the receiver in the 3rd round or the 2nd round that can be very productive at the wide receiver
So-
3 position. And
so who do
and
you think they
still
would've
can
drafted
fill your
there?
holes on the defense.
Yeah,
I
how
think
about
they
this? Who
should
do
have
you think
taken
they-
Chison.
But they're getting Alden Smith and Randy
Gregory.
Gregory back. Why would they do that if they're getting Alden Smith and Randy Gregory?
You need future.
Okay.
What's his face?
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb is the
Smith is
future
30
because
All,
Michael Gallup's going to be gone after
Smith-
his contract expires, his rookie contract, because they're not going to be able to pay him. They're going to want CeeDee Lamb instead on a cheaper
That's
deal.
what I was saying. If they draft CeeDee
Alden
Lamb,
Smith-
they're gonna have to commit to either him or Gallup. And
No, it's
they
going to be
really-
CeeDee
I
Lamb
honestly
because Gallup's
think-
contract.
Yeah, they're not going to pay all three of them. They paid Amari. They can't pay CeeDee Lamb and Gallup. Gallup's going to want his money because he's a high quality receiver and he can easily be receiver 1 in this league for years to come. He showed that in
Yeah.
his first 2 years.
Gallup's amazing.
And so So Gallup's going to be gone soon. So the Cowboys,
I just
basically,
don't-
with that
I
draft
just
pick,
don't
they made a
think-
statement with Gallup. It's like, okay, we're going to commit to CeeDee Lamb in the future instead of you. Because CeeDee's going to want to get paid.
I don't think a receiver at second when you had the second best passing offense last season. I don't think a receiver in the first round is completely necessary when you have other holes to
What's
fill.
wrong with adding on more talent? What is the harms to that? Like, they have the talent
Because
to go 10 and
you
6.
have other spots
100%.
that you need to
They
fill.
have the coach.
You have
But the
other
spot that
spots
they need to
you
fill was the
need to
secondary,
fill.
and if there's no one, if there's no guy in the secondary that they really liked at that spot, then
If we think about Mike
why would they do
McCarthy's
that?
They have the
if they
talent. They
didn't-
have the
if
coach
No,
to go
they-
10 and 6.
guys, listen.
I think
If
the
we
only
think about-
question mark is the schedule. I think that's the only problem, as Max
They
said.
do have a
That's
tough
really
schedule. They
tough
do have a
schedule.
tough schedule.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Yes,
If-
they do.
Yes, they
Jake,
do.
What do you mean? No,
Yes,
they
they
don't. You can't say the Giants.
They
have a tough
play against the
schedule over
NFC
Cowboys.
West. They play every team.
Hold on,
They have to play
wait.
They have to play the 49ers
hold
and the
on.
Seahawks.
49ers.
Jake, they have the same schedule as the Giants, but just harder.
Yeah. It's
That's how it
one of the
works.
hardest
They
schedules.
Oh,
play
Matt, here we
Cleveland,
go. This
Arizona,
is the schedule. Matt, the schedule
Pittsburgh,
issues.
Baltimore,
Yeah.
49ers. All right,
Nico,
back
what do
when
you?
we were
All right,
talking about Mike-
hold up. Let me just address this. Nico, not harder. All right, I'm gonna say this once and for all. The schedule, they're in the same division. So the Giants and the Cowboys, they're both playing
zippity
that.
doo
So
dah for
Nico
1
doesn't
second.
understand.
Ollie, zippity doo dah for 1 second. No. The Cowboys
I think
have
the Giants'
third
schedule might actually be
easiest
harder.
schedule. By strength of schedule, the Cowboys have the third easiest schedule. The Giants have the 7th easiest schedule. I'm just going
Oliver,
off
the
pure
only
facts.
reason
They have the
Last-
same schedule, except the
No,
Cowboys
no,
play the
Oliver,
Vikings
listen,
and the
listen.
Falcons.
The only
and
reason-
the, all right.
The only reason that the Cowboys' schedule might be harder might be less hard is because the Giants they have to play the Buccaneers next year, who may
Yeah,
have
they
been
play
third
the
last
Bucs,
year,
yeah.
but are so much better this year because
All right,
they
what-
added on
Yeah,
Tom.
Yeah, but then they have to play the
Brady.
Bears as their other game versus the Falcons and the Vikings.
Wait, can I make
All
one
right,
more
wait.
point about Mike McCarthy and why this will be Jordan? Can I make one more point?
Yeah, of course.
Before
Go
we
ahead,
move
go
on?
ahead.
All right, thank you. Okay, so as at Mike McCarthy's tenure at the Packers, we saw this Cowboys team very similar to the way that the Packers team looked with Mike McCarthy. Very good offense, a quarterback with a big ego. I'm not comparing Dak Prescott to
Yeah, please
fucking
don't.
Aaron
ego?
Rodgers, but offensively, the Cowboys were just as talented as all those Packers teams were, with Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb,
I
and
think probably more talent.
what's his face?
Well, it depends on
Why am I
team,
blanking?
Michael
Why am I
Gallup.
blanking on his name? Yeah,
Zeke,
Michael
Blake
Gallup,
Jarwin.
and with Zeke and Blake Jarwin, and their defense being poor, just like the Packers had a poor defense too. Mike McCarthy was always able to manage 10-6 seasons, 11-5 seasons, and even 12-4 seasons with them too.
Yeah.
So Mike McCarthy's
I don't-
worked with the structure of a team before. A good offense, very, very talented, and a shaky defense, not a great secondary, a good front seven. But he's led those teams to the playoffs almost every year with the Packers.
All right, we've been
Again,
on this for
he's-
16
he's-
minutes.
He's also had Aaron Rodgers.
Okay,
Listen,
but
the Cowboys.
if we think
defense, I
about
think,
There's
is
talent,
no
better than
real
people
comparison
think.
between
Talent-wise,
The Cowboys
look at
versus
what
the
Aaron
Packers-
Rodgers had and look at what Dak Prescott had. I
The
mean, they're
Cowboys'
pretty
defense
similar
is
Only
better
why
than
offensively.
people think. The
offensively,
coaching
the
staff has
Cowboys
always held back their
had-
talent.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go
Alright,
on to
we
the
should
next.
move on.
Let's go on
Yeah,
to the
well,
next situation.
let's move on to the New York
what are we
Giants. Bleacher Report has them being 6-10. Jake, with you being the biggest Giants fan here, what's your opinion on this first?
better, for sure.
How
Sure.
much?
Okay. We've
Let's refrain
added.
from we. Let's refrain from we.
All right. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
do you want me to just say the Giants a ton of times?
Yes.
Okay, fine. The Giants added
Alright, go.
so much talent this season. They added a whole revamped coaching staff. They're getting back healthy players that they didn't have last year. Daniel Jones was not healthy last year. He was also competing for the starting spot at the beginning of the year, so he didn't come in as the leader. He had Eli Manning in front of him.
That would help
Saquon
him.
Barkley.
Continue.
That help him to not come in as the QB1. What?
Because
How
as
did
a
that help
rookie,
him?
why would he want to be immediately rushed instead of being behind a Super
Point.
Bowl MVP?
This year, he's coming in as the guy. He is
Yeah, I
the
know,
guy
but-
in that.
No,
he
I
is
know,
the
but
guy
I
in
think
that locker
last
room
season
year.
I think last season it was good for him to be behind Eli for. a
I
few
think
weeks.
yeah. I think the
Yeah,
competition.
that-
man,
you have to take into
Yeah,
account
but
that
this
like
year-
being
this year coming in as the guy is very important for him. He will be able to run the locker room, whereas last year is Eli's locker room to start.
Oh, Jake, I thought you were saying last year it didn't help that he didn't start the whole season.
No. I think every rookie should sit behind.
All right, yeah.
I completely disagree with this. You know why? Because when Daniel Jones came in as his first start with Eli Manning right behind him, before Daniel Jones separates from it, he played probably his best game of the season. He goes on, takes the starting spot, and that's where he continually decreases as the season goes on. He starts to play less and less well because he knows he's so far ahead of Eli Manning, and he has that starting spot.
I feel like that starting spot could add a bunch of pressure.
He wasn't taking the first snap in, say like in OTAs, he was not the quarterback one. Eli Manning was the quarterback one in OTAs. In all training camps, all practices, Eli was getting the first snap until he took over in the Bucs game. That is gonna help him. Then getting Andrew Thomas is gonna help tremendously to put Andrew Thomas on his blind side. And with Will Hernandez improving as the year went on, I think that'll be great for them. They're getting Ryan Connolly back healthy, who, although he only played 2 games, he was very good in both of those games. Dexter Lawrence is a great player, and he has a lot of potential and was an amazing pick at 17. DeAndre Baker allowed a 48% completion percentage.
All I'm hearing right now is bum, and bum. They are all Ryan O'Connell. That is a bum right there.
I think we need to focus.
Dexter Lawrence is 10 times better than
because they improved.
I think Bradbury is a great ad, but I don't think he can take that defense to the next level. I don't think he's that good enough.
Yeah, it's not
take 11 players out of the field, and he's just one.
Bradbury Giants right now. Bradbury was so good against top receivers last year. They added Xavier McKinney.
Bradbury's in the division with
many people's number one safety in the league. DeAndre Baker is only improving. I see only bright spots for this team.
Wait, Max brought up,
and they've also been talking about signing Logan Ryan. We get full season Sterling Shepard, Evan Engram.
Yeah, but
see the Logan Ryan
thing is a full season.
Official.
When I'm being serious, when was the last time Shepard or Engram played a full season?
Whatever. I'm just saying they start the year healthy. Starting the year healthy, coming in with Daniel Jones as the starter. I think they'll make a big moves this year.
Okay,
and
I think we should.
Joe Judge is bringing a whole different culture onto the team.
Anyway,
let's
Max
go to the other predictions. What do you and Max and Oliver? What do you guys think?
One second, guys.
You want to take this one? Oh, okay, I'll go first. Yeah. So I have the Giants doing better than Bleacher Report's projection. I have them going 7-9. I feel like on defense, this is the key for them. They improved everywhere in the secondary. They added the Jabril Peppers, Xavier McKinney duo. I think is going to be great. It's very promising for them. Blake Martinez is going to add experience to that team, and I feel the trade for Leonard Williams last year to help out Dexter Lawrence in the front 7 was also as a first round pick. Both of them were. I think that's also going to be a nice asset for them as they're going to go up against some nice rushing attacks next year against San Francisco's, Seattle's, Baltimore's, Dallas's.
Zeke is fat.
All right, I'm back.
But we have Tony Pollard too. But you're
Tony Pollard's better.
This is called the hot seat, Oliver.
I have the Giants even. I have them going 6-10.
All right.
Bradbury was in the hardest division last year regarding for receivers. He had to play against Mike Evans, Michael Thomas, and Julio Jones. Those are the 3 top receivers for each team. But
let's not forget in week 2,
Calvin Ridley,
DJ Moore as well.
DJ
in week
Moore
2, when he completely locked up Mike Evans all game long, he had Mike Evans on lock.
How happy were you at that time, Jake?
Not very happy because I had Mike Evans on my fantasy. And he did absolutely nothing that weekend.
Right.
He got like 2.
Anyways,
so with the Giants,
let's hear from Oliver.
Never mind.
All right, so the Giants, has them at 6-10. I see them around there, either at 5 wins. But I just think, they have an unproven coaching staff. I don't know what's going to happen to them. They could be good. I really have no idea. They had a nice draft and signed some good free agents, like you guys said. But they're just a young team. I just don't think they're that good yet. I think in a few years they can be, but right now I just don't think that they're that good.
It's fair.
I think Garrett proved himself.
That's fair.
I think having a full offseason, having Daniel Jones be the guy on the FaceTimes. Like even Joe Judge has been saying he's been praising Daniel Jones taking the leadership role and controlling everything.
With Daniel Jones, we've seen a lot of QBs have sophomore slumps, so you never really know the sophomore QB.
That's also true. That's also true.
Like a QB could either break out or they could slump. Like you never have any idea. Like there's no way to tell.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Okay, we should move on.
All right,
let's move on to the
Philadelphia Eagles. Bleacher Report has them being 9-7. Let's start off with Matthew this time. What's your opinion on this?
I have them even at 9-7. I think that.
Yeah, me too.
I think that they did go 9-7 last year, but I don't see enough improvement in the offseason to make them get to the next step and go past the Cowboys. I think that the Cowboys take the NFC East.
Yeah, I agree with that. So the two games that they have to play, they're playing the Packers and the Saints. So I think that they lose both those games, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, those are tough games.
They had a bad draft, in my opinion.
I think Jalen Reagor is actually a good fit. I think
Jefferson's better though.
Jalen Reagor is a huge addition for their offense.
No, I like Reagor, but I like Justin
pick.
Jefferson more. I like Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson would have been a better pick, but I think
Reagor is 6'4". His vertical is 42 inches. He runs a sub 4.5. For the Eagles, he also has great hands. For the Eagles, we've seen in the past that these small, kind of speedy receivers that
Nelson Aguilar.
Quicker, a bit more agile. Yeah, Nelson Aguilar just did not work for them. They would just drop balls constantly. I think they wanted to be more safe with Jalen Reagor, who's I think he's more of a possession receiver than Justin Jefferson regarding in his hands and his athleticism. So I think they wanted to be more on the safe side with him, which honestly I like that pick for them because he's bigger, he's more athletic, he has better hands. Defensively, Darius Slay was a huge.
Yeah,
they traded him for dog shit. Literally, what was it, like a 3rd round pick or a 5th round pick or something?
3rd and a 5th, I think, or something like that.
He's been a top corner for so many years in the league, and that was just kind of like surprising to me. So he could definitely help out that secondary, which was really bad last year. And they improved, but I don't think they've improved enough.
Yeah,
another thing is
there's
the
a lot
schedule
of question
difference
marks for me.
From last year to this year. It's huge. Last year they probably had one of the worst schedules in the NFL. They got to even play like teams like the Jets, who had the worst quarterback at starter. And now they go into this season and they might have
Falk.
Are you talking about Falk or Darnold?
Whoa,
Yeah,
he was
Nick
horrible.
Falk.
He was horrible.
All right, hold on.
And
looking at this.
Going into this
They
year,
play
the
Baltimore,
schedule was just
San
way too
Francisco,
difficult for them.
New Orleans, Green Bay, Seattle, Cleveland.
The Green Bay and the Saints game is
I'm gonna say this. Based on record of last season, teams, they have the 25th hardest schedule. So they have fairly easy schedule based on last season, but I don't really.
Wait, but also So the way the schedule works. Isn't it based off last year's record? Like the strength of schedule for some reason.
They're playing against
I think I saw that
top
somewhere.
top four
weird.
teams who had the best records in the league last year. San Francisco,
But also-
Baltimore, New Orleans, and Green Bay.
I agree. They're going to go 9-7 in my opinion. I think Rager's a good fit. I think they have a great tight end duo with Ertz and Godwin.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Ertz is declining though.
Jordan Howard's gone. Miles Sanders is the far and away number 1. But Boston Scott is going to take. Boston Scott's going to take.
He's good.
He's going to take goal line carries. He's going to take goal line carries. He had 3 touchdowns against the Giants. He wasn't efficient, but he had 3 touchdowns. Djax is going to be healthy, and I think if Djax can stay healthy,
but the thing is, with the health part,
I think he's
D-Jackson,
a big breakout candidate.
Yeah, but he never stays healthy. He never stays healthy.
I'm saying if he can stay healthy. Because in week 1, I believe he had 8 receptions for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Carson Wentz just threw to him on every single he targeted him a lot. So yeah, I think if he can stay healthy, that'll be good.
What I'm really curious about is how they use Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz, because I know Doug Peterson, he's one of the smartest coaches in the NFL. If he could set up an offense with 2 quarterbacks, as they say they might do, I think that could be unbelievable.
The Eagles,
if they could use
a
Hurts
lot of question marks with their offense.
Taysom Hill.
Can Wentz stay healthy? Drafting Jalen Hurts, does the organization really trust Wentz to stay healthy? And also, like, I feel like there's a lot of issues with Wentz and his teammates. Like, I feel like they don't trust him that much. Like, I've seen stuff, and
How
I don't know.
come?
He just no. I'm not sure why, but I mean, like, the organization drafting Jalen Hurts shows a lot to me. Although that they say that they want to be like a QB factory and use 2 QBs, I feel like Jalen Hurts isn't Taysom Hill at all. I feel like he's more of a
No,
QB than Taysom Hill.
Jalen Hurts is also too
Oh
talented.
yeah, for sure. I think he's actually a
arm-wise.
good quarterback.
All right,
I think he's a good QB.
Yeah, me too.
all right. Let's move on to the Redskins.
I wish the team. Okay.
Let's move on to the Redskins.
let's
Bleacher
go
Report
with
has them being 4-12. Let's start with Max this time. What's your opinion on this?
I agree with that completely. 4-12 is it can honestly be even lower than that. I think 4-12 may be a bit generous, but I'll keep that there. I think it can be a team of surprises this year, maybe in a couple games, but besides that, they're just going to be bad. Like Dwayne Haskins is just not good. Kyle Allen is like okay at best. Terry McLaurin on their offense, he's all right. He's like their biggest playmaker, and he's like, he was fine. He played against awful teams last year. So Chase Young was a great pick. That'll be good in the future, but now he just can't do much, honestly.
The Redskins,
I agree with 4-12, but if anything, I just see so much upside for this team. Like they're young, they got a rookie, they got a second-year.
They're really young, yeah, that's true.
A second-year wide receiver. They have Chase Young, who is one of the best prospects we've seen in a really long time, and I only see upside for them. I only see upside.
They'll be a good
their
team.
front seven was already good. Haskins got better towards the end of the year, so I'm not completely buying away on him right now. But I think McLaurin is very good. I think he has a bright future for him. And then they have Darius Geis, who was good at the end of the year. They have a great front seven, but the biggest question is the secondary still, which is pretty weak for them.
The Redskins, adding Rivera is definitely going to help them, and I think that Haskins will actually be
I
think Haskins will be better than last year, but their defense, I think, they don't have a bad defense. They've their front seven's very good. Sweat, Young, Ioannidis, Ryan Kerrigan, and then what's his name? Quentin Dunbar? Or is it the cornerback?
Yeah, Quentin Dunbar.
He was very good last year.
All right, now let's move on.
I think.
Anyway, continue, Matt.
What? What's up?
Were you gonna say something?
I'm good. I'm good on the Redskins.
All right, let's move on to NFC North. The Chicago Bears, Bleacher Report has them being 7-9. Let's hear it.
Disagree.
I say under.
I say under. They're gonna go through the defense. They're in the midst of the defensive curse that the Jaguars went through.
Yeah, in my opinion,
this
is just the Jaguars right here. I mean, they're just gonna get worse and worse. And Nick Foles isn't anything special. He was so horrible last season. Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky, I think that's just a horrible quarterback crew right there.
Yeah, terrible.
I see nothing bright in that team.
Neither do I.
No,
I mean,
they felt the effect.
I think they're going 7-9.
I think they felt the effect of the Khalil Mack trade this year because they really needed a first-round pick to draft wisely, but they didn't have one because I think the Raiders still had it from the Khalil Mack trade, and they just did not draft well at all. They didn't draft a lot of offensive positions. They didn't have a lot of picks either. I don't know. There's just nothing good.
They still have a great defense, but their offense is just terrible.
Yeah.
What is their offense really? They have Allen Robinson, who I really like.
He's their only playmaker.
QBs are terrible, but I think
David Montgomery
is their offense?
Take a step forward this season.
Yeah, but they didn't commit to him last year when they had the chance. I know he's a rookie.
Well,
but
they gave him
I don't know what Matt
carries.
Nagy's doing. I don't know what Matt Nagy's doing.
They gave him 240 carries.
Oh.
I don't know why they started with Mike Davis, but that was just horrible.
That was an awful decision.
Also, I really don't like the Cole Kmet pick. I don't.
Neither do I.
I don't like any of the tight ends in here.
They
have 12 tight ends right now. They have 12.
Yeah, I know, and none of them are good. That's the thing.
No, I think David Montgomery will take a step forward. Their offensive line last season was absolutely awful, and that showed. I think David Montgomery had this second most broken tackles behind the line of scrimmage last season, and I mean, if they can block for him up front, I think he'll be good. But that's a huge question still.
All right, let's move on then to the Detroit Lions. Bleacher Report has them being 5-11.
Better.
Just bad.
I
I'd
think
say
they're my
even
dark
worse.
horse team.
Another
they're my
team I
dark
just-
horse team. No.
What?
I have
Dark
them as
horse
See,
team?
nothing.
Awful
There's nothing
take.
good there. There's nothing good
No,
there.
worse.
I have
Worse.
them
4 and 12.
the same.
They're
I
awful.
have
They're terrible.
5 and 11.
I have
think
5
it's
and
fine.
11.
I have them better.
I have
Listen, they
4
were a
12.
good team last year when Stafford was healthy. They added DeAndre Swift. They added Jeff Okuda and Julian Okoro.
Can they be consistent?
I just
Can they?
see. I mean, last year they were good when Stafford was playing. They were a good team. I mean, their defense last year was bad, but I think Okuda and Okoro will help. But I don't like Matt Patricia at all. He's just been bad.
Any Patriots coach
I don't
that's
like-
exited
I don't like
Patriots has just
Patricia.
been horrible.
To judge, I think they'll be better than 5-11 though.
I think 5
Um,
and 11 is fair.
I think
Stafford
5 and
back's
11 is
gonna
fair
help,
as
I
well.
have 4 and 12.
Losing Slay.
Really,
is
I find that interesting.
bad.
I think. I think they'll. I mean, I don't know.
I think 5 and 11 is a fair grade for them. They got Desmond Trufant
Sure.
and they got Okuda, but Darius Slay is so proven to be amazing, and they're gonna get Stafford back, which is great for
I
Marvin
think they're
Jones.
gonna be a good
and-
They're gonna be a good offensive team. Like Stafford was playing amazing last season, one of his best years. They have Galladay and Marvin Jones. T.J. Hawkinson's gonna take a step forward. Drafted DeAndre Swift to complement, or they more have drafted DeAndre Swift to, like, I don't even know. They just don't have really a run game. I don't know what they're doing with that. Although Swift should probably help them. I don't know what their thing is with carry on. Like, he's just not what they thought he was at all.
Yeah, carry
Right,
on's just
then-
not it. But I really like DeAndre Swift.
I like
really
DeAndre
like
Swift
DeAndre
too.
Swift.
Maybe it's a new era of running in Detroit. But I think they'll have a good offense that'll help
He's
them.
like Alvin Kamara to me.
Wow, well that's some high
All right,
praise. Well
let's
then they
move
should have
on.
a pretty good offense.
Okay, yeah, let's move on.
They're not the Saints as well.
Let's go to the Green Bay Packers. What's your opinions?
You guys know
I
that
think-
Gemma Huck likes this team?
She's famous on TikTok.
1 million on TikTok.
Yeah.
All
All right. So back to this. I think 11 and 5 is fair. They didn't help out Rodgers and had an awful draft, but they're looking in the future. Jordan Love is their guy, I guess, and he has a lot of potential. And sitting him behind Rodgers should be really, really good for him. But they should not have gone AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon was just an
Yeah.
awful
Yeah,
pick.
bad pick.
AJ
I don't know
They
Dillon
already
why
got
they
two
would.
good
terrible
running backs. I
pick.
don't understand.
I see
it.
absolutely
know.
nothing with him. I thought.
Well, I like him, but
I
not
thought
on the
he was gonna be a
Packers.
fullback. I thought he was going to be a fullback. He's
I know.
just a big guy. I don't know.
I like him, but not on the Packers. I mean, with this team, all I really see is regression. So I think under 11 and 5. Like
Yeah,
They didn't
they're a
help
team that-
Rodgers. they didn't
They'll
help
get to
Rodgers
the
at
playoffs.
all. There,
but
Yeah.
they
I
can't
think
do
Aaron's
anything there.
clit was hurting after they drafted Jordan Love, for sure.
and also
Yeah, it
I
was,
can't
Because
It
without
was.
without Adams, these were without Devontae Adams this year when he was hurt. These were their starting receivers: Adam Lazard, Marquise Saint, Economius St. Brown, Darius Shepard, and their one receiver during that time was Scantling, who's Marquise Valdes-Scantling, who's good, but
They got
still,
Funches. They got Funches.
Don't
Yeah,
forget
they got
about Geronimo
punches.
Allison.
which is good. Yeah, and Toronto Allison too, but Lazard and St. Brown were starting, which is not a good
Yeah.
sign on any NFL.
Equinemius St. Brown
And-
is so terribly bad.
So they
All
really
right.
needed receivers and a receiver-heavy draft in the first round as
They didn't
a
address
good
that
position. They didn't get
Which is a
that.
problem.
They didn't even.
But I think
Rodgers
their
literally
their
said
coaches.
I think their egos will clash a bit between Rodgers and the organization because he literally said on
I
draft day.
Rodgers
"We
is
haven't
such an
drafted a
asshole.
I think their
player.
coaches
Is-
said.
A
I think their
first-round
coaches
skill
did
player
say
in
that they
15
trust
years,
Lazard. I think they do like Lazard. So
Lazard
I
isn't
mean,
as
maybe-
bad as we think.
Lazard's not that bad. St. Brown is just so awful.
What is your guys' opinion on the Jordan Love
Nico, what are you
pick?
talking
Because I
about?
can't take a side on it if I'm being honest. Because it's
I
you
like
think about
the
it-
pick.
Because I
I
like it
like
too
the
because
pick.
they're
It's
building
just
for the future.
the
But
wrong
at the same
situation,
time, you go to the NFC
He's a
Championship.
very
How
good
do you not
prospect.
help out your?
He's such a
Yeah,
good
but-
prospect,
but-
and he has a lot of
He'll
potential.
be the best
Sitting
quarterback
behind-
of that draft.
Yeah,
Sitting
that's
behind- I
see, but at
agree.
the same
Sitting
time, but
behind-
if
sitting
They
behind
can go to
Aaron
the NFC
Rodgers is great.
Championship.
Yeah, they're
He's
contending.
not a good leader though. He's not a good leader.
Rodgers
at all.
Rodgers is
He's
36.
gonna be a
He's not
dick.
getting any younger. He's just I think they needed their quarterback of the future. Rodgers will be there 3 more years, and then Jordan Love will step in and be great.
I don't even know if he's
So-
going to make it all 3. I think
It's such a
Rodgers may
similar
win out just
situation
because of
to
his
the
ego.
Brett Favre Aaron Rodgers situation.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
It's
can't
so
get behind
similar.
on it though, because like
Rodgers,
it's gonna be great for them in the
Rodgers has a
future.
really tight pussy, so I wouldn't be surprised.
So did
If
Brett
he
Favre.
just
Just
said-
though.
went
Brett
to the
Favre
Brett
NFC
left.
championship.
Brett Favre left
He
and
could
joined
say,
their
"Just
rivals.
trade me." What?
Probably will.
Brett Favre left and then joined the Vikings. Like he's
Rodgers
just as
does
bad
the
as
same.
Rodgers if you think about it.
Who?
Brett Favre. So I'm thinking this is the same.
yeah, but-
exact
but
situation.
everyone knows
Brett Favre
Rodgers
had a
has
really
this-
big ego.
But Rodgers,
Brett Favre
everyone knows
huge
Rodgers
ego.
has this. Rodgers is such a jerk. Supposedly, like everyone just hates him. Like
Mm-hmm.
He's just not like a people's person. He's more of like a top heavy guy.
I kind of
And
feel
with-
bad for Jordan Love. Jordan Love, right
I
after
feel
he got
awful
picked,
for
he was like, I have so much respect.
Oh,
I can't wait to get to
Tim!
work for him. And
that's
then,
him.
it's and then they were talking. Then Aaron Rodgers starts talking shit about him, like, "Fuck Aaron, you asshole!
Cincinnati.
Get your pussy
All right.
out of a bunch."
Let's go to the Vikings now. Bleacher Report has them being 10-6. Oliver,
That's
you
fair.
start with this one.
I agree with
Under.
that. I mean,
Under.
they replaced Diggs
Under.
with Justin Jefferson, which obviously it's that's not good, but they're still gonna be a good team. I think Anthony Harris, Jake loves him.
I
He's
love
amazing.
Anthony Harris. I think he's
I
so
mean,
good.
but-
They have the best safety duo in the league, in my opinion. Anthony Harris is so good. Harrison Smith is also so good. So,
They had a good draft. They got that guy.
I hated
TCU,
Harrison Smith on Madden
quarterback.
against Matthew.
but my issue with their team, is they lost 2 big players.
Harrison Smith.
They lost Diggs, and Everson Griffin's gonna probably sign elsewhere. Dalvin Cook can't stay healthy, unfortunately, because he's really great. But I think Alexander Madison is good. He's a dog. I
See,
forget which game it was. He came in at the end and just killed, but they had tons of flags.
They have a tough schedule.
Mateo, why does Mateo? You just keep naming players not on the Vikings. Xavier Rhodes left and McKinnon's on the Niners. You see, the Vikings though, they I don't really. I think this is their opportunity to possibly take the NFC North because I don't know so much about the Packers. I mean, I don't love the Vikings this year, but like, because I don't really know their offensive identity. Like Stefanski's gone, so they're probably not going to run as much. But like on the passing game, I just don't know that much about them. But I think they can still be a
the
good
guy,
team.
the guy they brought in to run heavy, guy.
He is. Oh, who is it?
Yeah,
You know his name?
I don't know. I was watching a video yesterday about him.
Oh, all right.
Oh, Max,
yeah.
I completely disagree.
They'll
I
be
think
running.
I think this right here is an easy schedule. I mean, they go up against the Lions,
Really?
They go up
What about
against-
the
Really?
The Bucs?
They go
Lions
up against
twice.
the Lions.
the Bucs?
the Lions
the
twice.
Saints?
Okay, yeah, because they're in their
the
division,
Niners,
right? Calm down. They go up against the
Packers.
Falcons, who aren't any good.
Their
the
schedule isn't
Jaguars,
bad.
the
Their schedule isn't
Panthers.
bad at all.
Those
That's
teams
why
They have
suck.
the Titans, the Packers twice,
The Titans they'll
Cowboys,
beat.
the Bucs,
Go split with the Packers.
New Orleans.
The Packers as well.
Come on, that's not a great schedule.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
like
a
6
pretty hard
losses.
schedule.
10-6.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I think they'll be
Alright.
9-7.
Yeah, I think 10-6. is
Yeah,
good.
me too. I have
All right.
9-7.
All right, down
move on.
to
NFC South.
Let's move on to the NFC South. Start
This
off
is a
with
good one. This is it.
Atlanta Falcons. Julio. Let's hear it.
All right, I'll start.
What
with
was their projected record?
8-8?
8-8.
Okay, yeah.
Under. Go on, Jay.
I say under
I
as
say
well.
under. This is a team
they
that just
have an awful secondary. They brought in Gurley, who I don't think is much
Yeah.
better than Devontae Freeman, anyways. Did they add to their O line? They did, maybe. I don't know. Their
Wow,
O-line's
Nico says
fine.
11.
Nico 11-5.
What?
Nico.
11-5.
Whoa!
this is a team that gets overhyped
What?
every single year and continues
Every
to
year.
just-
Every
They
year.
did.
Matt
They're-
I mean, they
Their
never
secondary
improved.
Nico, this is
so
why you're on the
bad.
pod. They did add Dante Fowler, who I think will be good for them, but
I also think
they're
I
just
also
very
think
inconsistent.
In fairness, having
nah, I don't know
Aaron
if
Jones
that's
and
a joke.
Keanu Neal healthy this season should be good for them.
Yeah,
Because
but
they
Matt
were
Ryan
great 2
just
years ago. But
so out of
They
prime.
play the
He's
Chiefs.
so out of
yeah,
prime.
I don't like Matt Ryan anymore.
I
But
do
hey,
not trust Matt
Calvin
Ryan
Ridley's
to
going to
play
be
if
good, and
possible.
so will Julio Jones. So
He doesn't make the right plays. He goes down and then he scores a lot. That's just the story of him. I've had him as a quarterback or quarterback of a receiver on my team for the past 3 years. It's just a horrible thing to see.
I had him
Julio
as
is the
my
best wide
quarterback
receiver of
2
all
years
time.
ago.
They're in too good of a
I
division.
had him as my quarterback 2
They're in
years
too
ago.
good of a
He was the
division.
QB2 in fantasy, so I can't really complain about him.
Okay.
All right, seems
let's
like
go
we're
on to
all
the
in
next
agreement
one.
for there.
Yeah, we're in
Let's go
agreement.
to the Panthers. Wow,
Let me
they're
do
predicted
this
to be
one. Let me-
3
This
and
is the worst.
13.
This is the worst prediction I've seen on.
Let
Twitter.
me
They're predicted to
let
be
me
3 and
run my
13.
guy.
All right,
Let
Jake,
me
you go.
run
You
with my
go.
guy. Okay, CMC is their team. That's it. Okay, CMC is gonna get 270 plus carries, 150 targets, and he's gonna be amazing again. But they are gonna be absolutely fucking awful. Teddy Bridgewater, I think he's so overhyped. He did well with the Saints, but who wouldn't do well with the
Hold
Saints?
on. Jake, this is a team that went 5-11 with Kyle Allen. You think they can't get more than 3 wins with Teddy Bridgewater? Are you serious?
Yeah, you're improving
Do
the
you know-
QB and you're improving
Do you know
the entire team. I don't care
much-
how they
And
get
they
worse.
drafted
lost
one of the
on
best
their
prospects in the
defense?
draft, in
They-
Isaiah Simmons. Like
No, they didn't get
added-
Isaiah
they
Simmons. Matt, what?
No, my bad.
Derek
Derek Brown.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Second of all, they lost
Cardinals
Luke
guy, Isaiah
Kuechly.
Simmons.
They lost Luke
Yeah.
Kuechly. They lost James Bradbury. They lost everyone on their defense. Their defense is gonna be awful. They're gonna give up 40
I'll
points.
No,
do
a
their
game.
Derek Brown.
defense is not
Hey,
going to be
I
awful.
disagree
Their
with that.
defense was one of the worst in the entire league last year, and they went only defensive players in this year's draft. Matt Rule committed to the defense. He said, "This is what we're going to do," and they did it. And they went and got Robbie Anderson as well
I
to
did not
complement
get
DJ
the,
Moore.
I did
They
not
have
get the pick at
CMC.
defensive.
They
I
are
like
gonna
Derek
be
Brown,
awful.
pick
too.
at defensive
They are
tackle.
gonna be awful.
I did not get
They
it.
are gonna be.
I did not get to
absolutely
pick a
terrible,
defensive
in my
tackle.
You just
They-
can't be 3-13.
Matt,
Like,
what do
that
you mean
is
you don't
so
get it? They lost.
bad.
They lost Gerald McCoy and Dontari Poe.
Yeah, and
Why would they not
Kuechly
take
and
the
James
tackle?
Bradbury.
But they
Well,
were
who else
already,
would they
even
take
with
at that
those
spot?
two, they already let up the 29th worst yards per carry in the league last
And-
year.
They lost.
But
I think
Derek Brown
Derek
was
Brown
their
is
guy.
better.
Listen to
Derek
this.
Brown was their guy going into the draft, and
They
if
lost-
if he landed to them, they would have taken him anyways. So
On
that's
their
the thing.
defense, they lost Dontari Poe. They lost Mario Addison, James Bradbury, Bruce Irvin, Eric Reed, and Luke Kuechly. They lost so much on defense. And losing Luke Kuechly was so bad for them. He runs their whole
was the leader of
defense.
that
He was the
team.
general.
Their
Like
entire
he was
team.
everything. They lost their cornerback one. They have nothing on the defense. The offense is going to be on field the entire game. Teddy Bridgewater isn't a fast-paced quarterback, and he's not going to be able to keep up with scoring. He's just going to end up dumping off to CMC 15 times a game, and my fantasy team is going to win.
they'll
the
win.
league.
3-13 is
they'll-
just so low. Like
Yeah,
that's
3 and
just not
13 is
fair.
very. I don't see them doing anything at all this year. They're in an amazing division. They're not that good of a team.
Yeah, they're
But
not
more
gonna-
than 3
I don't
games.
think
More than 3 games.
No, I just don't. They're awful. They are so bad.
They also
They-
don't have enough playmakers on the receiver side. Sorry, Nico, about DJ Moore.
They have
To
DJ
help
Moore
out
and
Teddy
Robbie
Bridgewater.
Anderson and CMC. Well, they
Yeah,
have
they
three.
signed
They
They
have
have
Robbie
3 good
Anderson.
receivers. CMC is an amazing
I
receiver.
mean,
DJ Moore is good, and
There's
Robbie
nothing-
Anderson's good.
There's nothing
The
wrong
only-
with their offense. Like there's nothing.
The
wrong with their
only
offense.
team I could see them, the only teams I could see them winning this season, beating this season, is the Lions and the Redskins. That's it. And maybe
Falcons,
the Raiders.
100%. They'll split.
And they
Falcons.
could beat the Falcons. They
They
play
could
the
split the
Falcons
Falcons.
twice. They
They,
play
could-
I
they
think
could
Chargers
split the
as well.
Falcons.
I
They
think
could
I
split
think
the
4
Falcons.
wins.
They're not going to
Home versus the Bears. They're home versus the Bears. I like that game for them. Home
No,
versus the
no,
Bears.
no, no.
Bears
no.
offense is
The,
Yep,
the,
I
the
agree.
Bears have
Matt,
a
you
good
agree with
team, an
me?
awful offense, but
Yeah.
their offense is going to be able to capitalize against a terrible, terrible
I
defense.
see them being the Redskins. I see them being the Lions. I see them splitting
Yeah,
the
they'll go
Falcons. I
6
see them
and
being
10.
the Bears.
They'll go 6 and 10.
6 and 10.
No,
I say
no,
5-11.
no, no.
I say 5-11.
I say
5-11.
3 and 13, maybe 4 and 12. 3 and 13,
5-11.
maybe.
So you
4
are
and 12.
saying the over. You are saying the over.
6 and 10.
I'm saying
Yeah, I'm saying
same or
over.
maybe over. Like, I don't. All I'm saying is they're gonna be absolutely fucking terrible.
All right.
All right, let's move on to the New Orleans Saints. They're predicted to be 12 and 4. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I
Slippery.
agree with that.
I say even,
I agree.
maybe one game
I
over.
I
I
agree.
agree. 12 and 4.
I agree.
I think
They have
12
a
and 4
tough-
is fair.
I mean, they're just
I'm
an
really
amazing team.
surprised.
They're always.
I'm
Yeah,
they're
really
always
yeah.
an
surprised.
amazing
All
Why
right.
did they cut Larry Warford?
Yeah, that was
That
weird.
made no sense.
Yeah, I saw that.
Emmanuel Sanders
he's
is
a
a nice
very
signing.
good player.
Emmanuel Sanders, yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
that.
They really never
Emmanuel
had that
Sanders
wide
is
receiver
good.
too last
They're gonna
season.
use Latavius
so that's
Murray
a good
more.
signing.
Alvin Kamara
I
apparently was
love-
on one
I-
leg last year.
And
I
Cesar
love the
Ruiz.
Zach
last
Vaughn
year.
pick. The
And
Zach
Cesar
Vaughn pick was
Ruiz.
so good.
Yeah.
Cesar
Yeah,
I don't
Cesar
see why
Ruiz
they
is a
can't
really
be the
good
same
pick.
they were last year.
Yeah,
Definitely.
no,
Jameis,
I think they're
Diego
gonna be
just
good.
said Jameis Winston as a backup. You guys think he'll get any time? You think?
I don't think Jameis
But sitting
will get
behind
any time
Breeze
on
is
that
going to be
team.
good. Sitting behind Breeze is going to be
and
very
Sean
good for him.
Payton. Yeah, I mean, we don't really need to say much about the Saints. They're always an amazing team. We know who they
Yeah.
are. 12-4. I mean,
This one should be interesting. The Bucks.
Very fair. The Bucks. This is gonna be good. They're
11-5.
predicted to be 10-6. How
11
do you guys
and
think
5.
Tom Brady will
I
hold
think
up?
11-5.
I
They
think
loaded
that's
up
gonna be
on
better.
the worst pick showed that they're committed to protecting him. And honestly,
They have a
his
good
receiving
O-line.
core, this is one of the best receiving cores he's ever had in his career.
Probably
If
the
we think
best.
about Mike Evans,
Bad.
besides maybe the 2007 season and the 2011 season with Hernandez, Gronk, and Wes Welker, this season with a top 5 receiver in Mike Evans, arguably a top 15 receiver in Chris Godwin. Yes, a top 15 receiver in Chris Godwin. Gronk's coming back. You know he'll be always good. He'll do good guidance for OJ Howard too.
Yeah, I like
should
that a
be
lot.
much better than he is.
Yeah, OJ Howard's a freak.
they have like this offense always does well with the system they're in with Jameis, and now with Brady, they can like calm things down a bit with Jameis. Everything was so fast paced. There would be picks. There would be so many points scored. I think things will be mellowed down a bit more. I think things will be more efficient. I think they'll take more time off the clock, and I think there's going to be a great team, 11-5.
I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to disagree
I
with all
think
you guys
they'll
on
be-
this one.
I
I
think
think
they'll
that
be
I think
great.
it's under. I think they're an 8-8 type team.
Whoa.
Who has a-
Wow.
8-8.
Well,
8-8.
All right, no, Ted.
Horrible.
They have a
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's
I
hear it.
have
Let's
no
hear it.
trust in their defense.
Let's
I
hear
have
it.
no trust in their defense. I think Tom Brady is an
Let's
8.
not forget how much he hates Brady.
I think Tom
okay.
Brady's a horrible quarterback.
Oh
think
my god,
Bias
man.
Central.
I think their
Bias
defense
Central,
is
no
just
way.
such an issue.
Okay.
And
Let me
Tom
just,
Brady needs a defense to win. He's a game.
He doesn't need a
so you're
defense
telling
to
me-
win.
You're telling
Yes,
me
he does.
they're-
Can I
they
go
went
on for a
7-9 last year, and they'll go 8-8 this year. They'll only have one more win.
Yeah.
Adding Tom Brady, adding
Yeah,
Oh my
Gronk.
I don't think Brady's a big
Are you
upgrade.
kidding me? You
I think
said
Rob
Jack,
Gronkowski is
okay,
going to be
7 wins on this team.
Rob
Tom Brady
Gronkowski's
will
not going to
only
come back
win
the
one
same.
more.
He took a
Listen,
year
bro,
off.
Oh my God.
Gronk,
Yeah, but you
Gronk's gonna be
elevate
better,
Howard.
I think.
You elevate other
No,
players.
Gronk.
You
Listen,
elevate-
Gronk
you elevate
is
OJ
1
Howard.
year. Gronk is 1 year removed. He took the year to literally just rest his body and become completely healthy.
Oh my
Gronk's
God.
gonna be good, I think.
Brady doesn't
Gronk's
win
gonna
without
be
Belichick.
solid.
You're
Gronk's
going
gonna
to
be
see
solid.
that. You're going to see that.
Gronk's
Also,
only
Brady
like-
can't win without Belichick, and you're going to see it.
Also.
Oh
What does
my
can't win
God.
mean? A Super Bowl or like 10 games? Or what are you saying?
11-5.
Win.
I say he was
Hey.
8-8, so he's not winning
They
9
have a
games.
great offensive line. They have Ryan Jensen. They have Ali Marpet. They picked up Tristan Wirfs. They have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, who's probably the best duo in football.
But what did they do to the
receiving-wise.
defense? Tell me what
They
they
have
did.
the best.
Antoine
They have,
Winfield.
they have one of the,
Davis.
they have one of the best.
And
Yeah, they have
Antoine
Shaq Barrett.
Winfield.
They have Shaq
Devin
Barrett,
White
but their
is a-
defense wasn't good with him last year.
And they drafted
They put,
Antoine
like,
Winfield.
Devin
and
White-
Shaq
Devin
Barrett.
White is great in
They're always
coverage.
Jameis threw 30 picks. They're always on defense though. He threw 30 picks.
That is true.
Brady won't
But-
do that this year.
Vita Vea.
Also,
The
when
most
you guys
important
look at
game I
this
want you to look at is the Rams game, because that Rams game, the offense succeeded, but the defense continued to just let up.
Do not overthink
Wow,
that game.
that
That
was
is going to be the rape of
horrible.
Nanking again. That is going to be rape of Nanking all over again. The Rams are going to get absolutely shat on. The
I
Rams
hope Seb's in
suck.
here to hear that.
Yeah, I hope he is.
No, I'm talking
No,
about the
the Rams-
2019 game. Like,
Oh,
The defense played
the one that was like
horrible.
55
The
to
defense
like
is awful.
40.
But hey, Matt. They
Winston
won the
played
game.
one of the best games of his career, and
That was
the
a great
defense
game for
still
him.
let up 40. You think
Goff-
Brady?
I'm
You
talking
think
Goff
Brady's
throw-
going to help that
Didn't
defense out?
Goff throw 4 picks? Goff threw like 4 picks that game, and they still managed to score much. That's crazy, honestly.
That
5
was
picks?
very,
Oh my
like,
god.
No, they're going to be good. Also, what do you guys think of
He had
Keyshawn
500
Vaughn?
yards
Do
that
you
game.
think
I think
he's gonna
Keyshawn Vaughn's going to help him out a lot
He threw 3
because
picks. He threw for
Brady's used to
517
throwing
yards.
to running backs a lot, and Keyshawn Vaughn's going to help in the passing
I
game.
love the Buccaneers rush defense, but they have nothing.
Yeah,
in
they're
pass
so
defense,
good.
and it's such an issue. It's such an
Well,
issue.
they're built to score, so I mean, it's fine.
telling you this,
Yeah.
they're not going to
No,
get
I'm
more than
sorry.
9 wins
I'm
next
sorry.
season.
8-8. That's just blasphemy.
That's
Yeah.
just completely
Matt-
blasphemous.
Matt's in the
Matt, just
Matt's
like
in the hot
forget
seat.
about the past and just look at the future and look at comparing Jameis Winston to Tom Brady here. Come on.
All right, let's move on to the NFC West.
Jameis Winston. It might be Jameis
Bro, I was
Winston.
thinking the same thing.
Let's move on to the NFC West. Let's
Okay,
start with the
okay.
Arizona Cardinals. They're predicted to be 8-8. What's your opinions?
I think
Higher.
that's fair.
Higher, not
I'd say
I think 9-8. I mean,
It's fair.
I think 9-7.
9.
Jordan.
9-8, yeah.
This is what we're gonna-
That's my hot take.
D-Hop, I think D-Hop is a great. I think
Jordan,
I think
you say they play
D-Hop-
17 games next season?
Hell
I
yeah.
like that take. I like that take.
I think
In
D-Hop's
In 2 years.
really good.
In 2 years.
I think
Larry
D-Hop's a
Fitzgerald,
really good
D-Hop.
ad. Their offense,
Kenny
their
Drake is
offense
coming
gonna be
back.
so good.
I know.
And
Kingsbury,
I think they go
Isaiah
with
Simmons. Isaiah Simmons is gonna be someone to build
And
around
Chandler
for them.
Jones. Simmons
Chandler
and
Jones
Chandler
is
Jones.
so good. Chandler,
I mean,
Chandler Jones is one of the
It's
best
gonna be
defensive
tough.
players in the league.
Listen, I don't know. I
100%.
mean,
Top
it's gonna be
five, for
tough
sure.
to take this division. Niners
19
and
sacks last
Seahawks.
year.
The Cardinals are better than the Rams, I think, but Niners and Seahawks.
I mean, no,
like,
yeah,
that's
for
gonna be
sure, for
tough.
sure. Rams
I
are
don't-
by far the worst in this division, I think. Like, no,
yeah.
not even,
not by
not
far,
even a
not by
bias,
far, but
not even a bias. I think they are by far the worst team in this division.
no,
Like,
I don't think
no,
by
not-
far.
not
They're
gonna be
still better than the
record-wise.
Cardinals, in my opinion. They're still
I
better
don't
than the
No,
Cardinals.
no,
Oh.
no.
Okay, well, we
Goff
will talk
just-
about the Rams later. We will talk about the Rams
Okay.
later.
They have the
Okay.
potential in
Alright,
a few years to make the playoffs.
Look,
Maybe,
Ki-
but it's just tough with this
Kyler has a lot of
division.
potential. He's
So-
gonna be. I think he's gonna be good this season.
So what are everyone's
He was
predictions
amazing
on this
last
game?
year. He was
I'd say
amazing.
DeAndre
Wow.
Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins. I think
Christian
hot take
Kirk.
right here. DeAndre Hopkins gonna have the best year of his career. Kyler Murray's a
Whoa.
really young quarterback.
See,
Yeah.
I don't know about that though.
Kyler
yeah.
Murray's
I think
a
it's going to
really
be
young
amazing or
quarterback.
horrible.
And when you're a really young quarterback, you're probably going to go to your wide receiver one most
He had
of the time. That's
Watson.
proven,
What do you mean?
proven to be amazing. Yeah, I
But
know.
the line
but
is still
when
such
you're
an issue for that team.
when you're
Okay,
Kyler
but
no
Murray,
offensive line.
when you're
No
Kyler,
offensive
You
line.
can say the
Yeah, but
same
they're
thing
such a
about
quick-
Baker, though. And
they're such a quick moving.
Watson's better than Kyler,
team.
and he's still young. So I mean,
Yeah, I know.
Also,
I know,
Hopkins
but I
has
think
never.
I think Watson's more pro like.
Listen to what Oliver's gonna say because I think you know where he's going. Listen to what
I
Oliver's
think-
gonna say.
Hopkins,
Kyler-
he's on the
Kyler's
Cardinals
gonna have to
now.
rely on it more.
Listen, there's Kenny
Kyler's
Drake,
not
there's
overrated.
Christian
That's what-
Kirk,
that's
there's
what I
Andy Isabella. I mean, I don't think that
Andy
Hopkins is
Isabella's
gonna.
not anything in my opinion.
he's
I
fast.
think he'll be good next
Fast.
year, but I mean, I don't think DeAndre Hopkins is gonna have the best season of his career because he's never been on a team where there's actually other people to throw to.
Also, let's not forget the Cardinals had one of the most passing attempts last year, and the Texans just weren't there. Texans a lot of times on first and second down would run the ball. Cardinals
Oh.
were a primary passing team.
I like
I want
DeAndre
you
Hopkins
guys
a
to
lot.
look at
The best
the
season of his career, I don't think
2015
so.
Texans team, whose starting quarterback was Brian Hoyer, right? That team,
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins,
The playoffs, DeAndre Hopkins
1,500
had a career
receiving
year.
yards. 1,500 receiving yards. So there shouldn't be a debate that DeAndre Hopkins can't play without Deshaun Watson because that's just so false. I think
with
he will
Brock,
be
I don't think
fine.
anyone's arguing that, man. I think we all
Yeah,
think
nobody's
he's gonna be
arguing that
amazing.
at all.
I think we all think he's
Yeah.
gonna be amazing.
We all think he's gonna be amazing. I think he's gonna have the best season of his career. I think he's gonna score a lot.
I
of
don't think
touchdowns.
he's gonna have better than
Score a lot of
1,500
points.
yards, but I mean,
Well, you don't have to have 1,500 yards, over 1,500 yards to have the best season of his career. You can have 1,300 yards and 16 touchdowns,
I mean,
something like that, and be very good.
Yeah.
Listen, this year, 2018, he had 1572,
Kyler's perfect.
11 touchdowns,
Perfect. He's precision. He's precise.
115 catches. I don't think he has a better year than that.
I think he could.
All right, let's move on to the
All right.
Rams. They're
Okay.
predicted to be
All
6-10. I know Jake was
Oh,
saying
over.
that he thinks the Rams are by far the worst team in the division. So, what do you want to start
So
with? This one, Jake?
I'll start. I think they're going to be the same. I mean, I don't think it's totally on them that they're going to be 6-10, but
I agree.
I think they're
Yeah.
placed in a really tough division. I don't think Goff is the guy. When he stands back there in the pocket when he has to throw deep, he looks kind of scared. He
He's
plays
terrified. He's seeing ghosts.
Yeah. He's like Darnold. They lost Cooks, and I don't think people realize how big of like a loss that's going to be for them because that's going to force Cup to
Cooper
play.
Kupp.
That's going
Cooper-
to force Cup to play on the outside more often, and where he's
Yep.
not nearly as good. I remember in his first
But
game
the Rams
on
did
the
draft
outside,
Van
He had
Jefferson.
he had 0 yards.
He-
6 and
zero-
10 though. That's just
yeah.
disrespectful. That's
The
disrespectful,
Rams,
in my
they
opinion.
drafted Van Jefferson
They're-
to replace Cooks, who's not as good, but I think he will be good. I think he'll help out that team. And I like Cam Akers as well. But the Rams, their time is past. McVay and Goff were supposed to be the next big thing.
I don't think
and it's
McVay is
they're-
all that.
I feel like they're
McVay
neither
isn't
do I.
that all that,
I think their
in my
time
opinion.
just passed. I think they missed it. They
I-
were gonna be that team, and they made it to the Super Bowl, and they just threw it away. And
Outside
after
their
that
division,
Super
though,
Bowl,
I
they're-
like their schedule. I think it's really easy outside their
think?
division, obviously. They get to play the
Outside
Jets
the
division. They get to play the
Yeah, but
Jets,
that's 6
Patriots,
games.
Dolphins,
No,
Bills.
they play
Okay.
Tampa Bay.
And then
They
and
play
then
Tampa Bay, they play
and then the
Dallas.
NFC, they get to play the Cowboys,
Come on.
Eagles, Giants, and Redskins. I think Giants
Giants are going to
Redskins.
take that game.
That's
Giants
a
are
win.
gonna take that
I
game.
honestly think the Giants
Yeah,
completely
completely
disagree,
disagree.
which it hurts
Disagree.
me to say, but
I think they'll beat the Jets.
don't-
I think they'll beat the Patriots.
actually I don't know
they'll
about the Giants
beat
game.
the
I
Dolphins.
They'll lose to Tampa Bay.
I think they'll lose to the Jets
Wow.
and the Giants.
They're not.
I just
no.
don't have I don't have anything good to say about this Rams team aside from
Neither
Jared
do I. I
Goff.
mean, they have Donald and Ramsey. But I don't.
Yeah, that's about
I think
it.
Jared
They
Goff
lost
can still
Corey
get the job
Littleton.
done. He went 9-7
They-
last season, and they didn't really have
Yeah,
any
not.
key
So why would they
Hurts.
be any better?
They got
This
worse.
QBR was like the
I'm
worst.
not
Why would
saying
they-
they'll be better. I'm saying they'll be better than
Horrible.
6-10, Oliver. 6-10 is
Not
different
a lot
than
better.
9-7.
The Cardinals got better. The Rams just got a lot worse. They lost Todd Gurley. I think Cam Akers is better than Todd Gurley, but that's for whatever. Their offensive line is still awful.
Offensive
they lost
line,
Cooks.
they
They
didn't help
lost.
their O-line.
They lost their main linebacker in Corey Littleton. I think Eric Weddle is gone, right?
Seb's favorite punt blocker, Corey Littleton.
Yeah, that hurt. That definitely did hurt them.
Yeah,
I don't. They didn't
For sure.
get any better. I don't think that they win.
But I don't
more
know they
than
got that much
7
worse.
games. I could
I
see
think they-
7 and 9. Maybe I don't see them winning more than
7-9, 8-8. That's what I predict.
7
All right,
and
so
9.
it's
I
over
think
6 and 10.
10.
Let's go to the
6 and-
49ers now.
I have 7 and 9. Let me take
Oh,
this one.
49ers.
Let me take
Yeah,
this one.
49ers are
Let's see,
predicted
Max.
Predicted record.
12 and
This is-
4. Let's hear it, Max.
This is
No, I think
Under.
I thought it was
Under.
11 and 5.
I say
Under.
under.
I just-
Max is under?
huge for me.
This seems
This-
success.
I have this topic right here. This team is going to be the most interesting for me this year because the last 3 years, the top, like universally top defense in the league, the
Yep.
Jaguars in 2018, the Bears in 2019. Both teams with like iffy quarterbacks, game manager quarterbacks with like flashy kind of like streaky offenses but amazing defenses. And next year, all of those teams did very poorly and they underachieved. With the
They also
Niners,
drafted Javon Kinlaw.
with the
I
Niners,
remember that.
they lost Emmanuel Sanders, which was
They
kind
got
of bad
Brandon
for their.
Ayuk, who
They
I
got
like.
Brandon Ayuk.
That is true, but
But he's
the
no
Niners
replacement.
lost
Ayuk is
more
really
defense.
good.
They still have a great run
They-
game because they replaced Joe Staley with Trent Williams, which is probably an upgrade because Williams is younger.
That's for sure an upgrade. in
The
my
only
opinion.
reason why the
Yeah.
Niners, I think, will avoid the curse. They'll avoid the curse this year. They won't be as good.
I think it's 'cause their
I
offensive
guess.
line.
I have them going 10-6. It's because of George Kittle. I think.
Yes,
what
I
is
think it's
sir.
their offensive line.
All right.
offensively for the line and as a tight end, receiving wise, I think he'll help Jimmy Garoppolo out so much. Where with Trubisky and Bortles, they just didn't really have that guy. I guess you could say Allen Robinson, but Trubisky was just worse than Garoppolo and wouldn't find him enough. And with Kittle can always get open. He's
All right.
explosive, he's fast, he's strong, and running wise, he can help out big time. Where the Bears and the Jags didn't have as much as a running threat that the Niners will have this year.
I think the
So
Niners
this
are
will be
just a better
very
team
interesting.
than those teams that you named. They're just a better team, I think. Better coaching
I
staffs
think
as well.
12-4. It's a
Genius.
stretch.
Yeah.
That's difficult to
Shanahan
do.
and
So I say about
I-
11-5.
But people
I
could
have
say the
12 and
same
4
thing
for
about
them.
the Bears at the time. The Bears at the time were 12-4 with Khalil Mack and Eddie Jackson and Kyle Fuller with Matt Nagy as the coach. They were firing on all cylinders, and they were doing well offensively too because their defense helped them along the way. So you can really say the same thing about the Bears and the Jags too, who almost made the Super Bowl. They were so close. So like,
well, the Niners
Okay,
didn't make this.
let me- Let me
yeah, that's
talk
true.
about the Niners for a second. You guys can say all you want about Jimmy Garoppolo being game manager, but
He's
he's
good.
a winner. Like he
is.
just wins. He knows how to win. He came in
Learned it from
2
the
years
best,
ago.
Brady.
he came in 2 years ago. What were they 1-9, and then he won the 0-9, I think it was, and then he went 6-1. He won.
But they did make some big
6-1.
improvements.
They did, but not that season.
Yeah,
He came in and went 6-1 immediately. I don't think he's a game manager at all. I think he's a great player. He gets undervalued a lot because they're a run heavy team. Raheem Mostert's great. Their offensive line is still amazing. They lost Joe Staley but upgraded with Trent Williams. They have the best tight end in the league with George Kittle. They still have a great defense. They lost DeForest Buckner, but they replaced him immediately with Javon Kinlaw, who I think is really good.
Well, that just saved them cap space. That just saved them cap space.
I don't see them being the same as the Jags or the.
I think they're just a better team.
I don't think they will, but I think they'll underachieve.
The Bears were nothing special.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's interesting. It's very possible.
The Bears were nothing special on offense, and neither really were the Jags. But the 49ers were one of the best offensive teams this season.
Yeah.
And they know how to manage the clock. I really like them going.
And just because Breeda's gone doesn't mean the run game won't be any worse.
12-4, maybe even 13-3.
I think 13-3.
13-3. Are you?
I really like them. Also, it's not like where they were the Jags or the Bears and they were like the one defense. Many people would argue that the Patriots were the best defense in the league, and then maybe even the Steelers.
People knew the Niners were better. Statistically, maybe the Patriots, but people knew the Niners were better.
I think Niners better than the Steelers, but
I have them 11-5. I see them losing to the Saints. I see the Cowboys as a loss.
Yeah, me too.
I think they'll split with the Seahawks.
The Cowboys as a loss? You think they lose to the Cowboys?
And I think they'll lose a stupid game along the way.
Matt, great idea.
I think they'll lose a stupid game along the way as well.
I don't.
Yeah, me too.
I think
the Redskins game. The Redskins game was their stupid game last year. Or did they
win? Falcons.
And
the Falcons. They lost to the Falcons.
The Falcons. They lost.
The Falcons.
The Ravens. The Falcons, the Ravens,
but
the Seahawks.
Also, Nick Bosa is such a factor for that team. Like, he's coming into his second season where he was an absolute star last year.
So Khalil Mack.
That's fair.
I'm just saying. I'm making comparisons. I'm not saying it's the same. I'm just making comparisons.
That's fair. But they have Richard Sherman. They have Fred Warner, who's amazing in my opinion.
Warner,
he's incredible.
Quan Alexander is very good as well. Javon Kinlaw, Richard Sherman. They still have D Ford, right?
Yeah, they do.
I really like them. I think they're very good.
All right, let's move on to the Seattle Seahawks. Last team. They're predicted to be 10-6.
I want to start the Seahawks.
All right, go ahead.
I think that they'll be better. I think they'll be 12-4. I really like the Seahawks.
I'm going to the same record as the Niners. I think they'll be back to back with the Niners. I think 11-5.
I think 12-4. I think that Niners Seahawks is going to be super good. Wilson is the second best QB in the NFL behind Mahomes, obviously. Wilson is just amazing. He has talent around him. DK has proven that he's going to be very good. Tyler Lockett's great. I mean, their running game, I still like Chris Carson, who's good. Bobby Wagner's still there anchoring the defense, and Shaquille Griffin's getting better. Not Shaquem. Shaquem is.
And Wilson's only regression last year is when Tyler Lockett got hurt and Josh Gordon was added, and now Tyler Lockett's coming back completely healthy with a better DK Metcalf and no Josh Gordon.
And they can compete with any team. There's no game where you'd be like, but I don't know.
They did not address the offensive line this offseason. That's such an issue.
No, they didn't. I don't know.
What about Clowney? Where he's still
in the draft?
I think they're going to be the team.
He's not coming back.
He wants a lot.
I think they will.
I think also Marshall.
They got such a horrible offensive line, and they lost Fant. They lost to Fetty. Both of them were not.
George
very
Fant is not good, Matt. Stop.
Yeah, they weren't good at all.
He was
You're
the
right.
backup for most of the year last year.
Now they're entered in with third stringers, and they didn't address it. That's a problem.
Diego made a comment. He said, "What is the possibility of Beast Mode coming back?" What do you guys think?
I think he will. I think they'll welcome him back.
I don't
Rashad
think he will.
Penny. I think
Nico's
so.
Well, the problem is,
yeah,
the only
Rashad
reason
Penny's
he
gonna
came-
open the season on the pup. So
The only reason he came back was because of
Penny.
what's his name? Chris Carson's injury.
also, I
He
have
said
two
he
questions
wanted
for
to.
you guys.
Nico's
Greg
the-
Olson, yeah, or as Diego said, Greg Olson, but I think more importantly for them, Will Disley. What do you think he's
Greg
gonna
Olson
be?
will help Will Disley.
Will Disley.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Will
Greg
Disley
Olson's
was
not
very
gonna
good.
stay healthy.
Until he got hurt.
Right, Ollie? He was very good, Ollie, right?
Yeah, he was, but
Will Disley was really good until he got hurt. That
Greg
kinda
Olson
hurt
will
him
not
a
stay
bit.
healthy.
And then-
There's
Disley's
no
and then
very
chance.
another
talented.
Another pick. What do you guys make of the Jordan Brooks pick when they took him while they still have KJ Wright and
Well, KJ
Bobby
Wright,
Wagner.
you remember in the 49ers game, he tore his ACL or meniscus. I don't know which one, but he got hurt at that,
oh
in that
right,
game.
Oh,
I forgot he got hurt.
It's a
So
good
that-
pick. Good pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I like Jordan Brooks. I love DK coming into the year, and I love Tyler
DK is
Lockett
going to be
as well.
very good next year, I think. And
I
where's
love
Josh Gordon
DK
at?
a lot.
Is Josh Gordon still there? He's still there, right?
I don't know.
I
Was it
think
a-
he got
was it a-
dropped.
No,
Was
but
it-
I
Yeah,
think
Josh
he'll
Gordon's
go
a
somewhere
one-year
high.
deal?
He was bad.
I think he'll be
He'll
11
stay.
and 5.
Help. Yeah.
They also
agree
got
with
Philip
that.
Dorsett too. Not really.
All right,
anything,
onto
but still.
onto the
Oh, he's a
last
free
question.
agent still.
On to the last question. Now that we've gone through every single team, who do you guys think will be the dark horse team this year that either makes it into playoff or makes a playoff push?
let's go
that
one
wasn't
by
so
one.
good last year.
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
think
need
it's
a
gonna-
little time. I'm gonna need a little time. for this.
I-
Let me rephrase that. Dark horse for the playoffs or just dark horse for just complete like anything?
To, like either get into the playoffs or make a playoff push. I think it's gonna
Okay.
be the Denver Broncos. I say the Denver Broncos. Who do you guys
That's
think?
not. That's a pretty good pick. I like that.
All right, Matt, what do you think?
I'm still looking. This is tough.
Max,
This
what
is
about
really
you?
Tough.
Yeah, me too.
I think the
For
Broncos
me-
are the Giants, in my opinion.
I think the Lions, I don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but I think they'll surprise people. You guys, the way you are very, very low on them, I think they'll surprise you guys. I'm not saying they're a
No.
playoff team, but I think they're my dark horse team. I think they'll be better than a lot of people think.
I think Drew Lock's gonna make big strides this season.
For me, honestly, I think it may be the Steelers. I think they'll surprise some people from last year's team. Actually, no.
No,
scratch
but
that.
with the Steelers, I don't think the
Colts.
Steelers are. Yeah,
The
I like the
Colts.
Colts.
Oh, the
I like
Colts-
the Colts a
The
lot.
Colts is fair.
I
I
think
like
the
the
Colts-
Colts as well.
Okay. You guys can be
I
shocked
like-
by my opinion on this.
I like
All right.
all of it. I like the Steelers and the. Colts.
I'm going with the New England Patriots as my dark horse team. That's a team that. Wow. They have Bill Belichick. I mean, it's as simple as that. Like.
I'm not arguing with you, Matt. I don't-
cannot get over this. You guys are going
No
to
one,
say that.
no one can argue with him on that though. They still are the
And
Patriots.
people are-
like,
People are putting them at 6-10. Was it? That's the prediction. That's
Yeah.
not right. That's not right.
Yeah,
That's
you're
why I
right.
can't
It
be
should
the
be
dark horse.
4-12, 5-11.
You'll see. You'll see.
I'm going with Julio
That's why
and the
they're my dark
Falcons.
horse team.
Oh God, Jordan, just stop.
I gotta stay true to my roots.
Every year the
I gotta-
Falcons. Some
Atlanta.
people are
Every
like, "Oh,
year.
the Falcons, this is
Jordan,
the Falcons year, this is
Jordan,
the
being a
Falcons
fan
year."
of the
The-
Migos doesn't count as your roots.
I don't like Migos. Anyways, I think it's gonna wrap it up, boys. Make sure you guys follow the YouTube.
Alright.
I mean, subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yes, sir.
We're trying to set up the uploads there recently, and follow our podcast so you could join in live
And
daily.
you'll get
Yeah.
notifications right when we go live. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright,
let's go.
Have a great day,
See
y'all.
it's good.
Peace.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Good work.
Remember,
boys.
go G-Men,
Yeah.
go Joe Judge, and go Dave Gettleman.
Enjoy.